The first mission trip that we had in East Africa in the early 90s.
These are the first days when the Lord started to reveal to us the message of the cross. And doors were very few in Africa, and we were just trusting God for anywhere He opened the door. And through a brother in Tanzania, he just invited us, and we went to Mwanza.
And Stephen and I, we traveled by small airplane from Nairobi to a place called Mwanza, which is right at the bottom of Lake Victoria. And from Mwanza, we hired a car, and we were going to a place called Malia.
Malia is a very small town within Mwanza province. And the brother told us it's not far.
And so we hired an old beat-up Land Rover and a driver to take us to Malia. The journey took something in the region of 9 to 10 hours.
Every time we could go 1 hour, where is Mwanza? The brother was saying, we are almost there. Another hour, where is Mwanza? We are almost there. It was so tough, and this is a car hire.
Most of that journey was not on road. So by the time we got there, we were battered and bruised.
So when we got to Malia, we were taken to a small guest house. I can tell you that guest house is in the middle of nowhere.
After the first night, discovered that it was a house of ill repute.
And you could smell a lot of immorality. And so, each one took his bed. We were very tired, and we thought we could sleep. And there was no food, there was nothing.
So for the whole night, we had the activities, or heard the activities of all the visitors around us. And it was not a very pleasant time, as you can imagine.
We told the brother, we cannot sleep in this brothel anymore. So he took us to his house. When we went to his house, this brother has a small thatched house. In Africa, you know, and in the village, the house is small.
I didn't realize that when we got to his house, it was just one big room with his wife and 8 children in the one big room. And obviously we couldn't stay there, so he put us in a shed where they kept all the maize. And there was no bed, there was no mattress, but he managed to find an old wooden door, a single door. And so we put that on 4 bricks.
And the mattress was some pieces of old, I don't know how we call it, old sack that they used to harvest maize. That was the mattress. And so the blanket had to be our towels.
We slept on that wooden door for the next 3 nights. And there was no linen or pillows or anything. It wasn't that cold, so it wasn't a problem. But we didn't get much sleep.
On top of the roof, there was mealies. And those mealies were dropping some insect on our body. So you could hear the insect coming on our body, and you could remove.
And I remember lying next to Stephen and saying, Gash, I think there's something coming your way. Oh my God. And you would feel this insect coming over your body and then crawling over, you know, and then he would, a few minutes later, he'd say, Brother Peter. I said, yes, I think he's coming back. And so the insect would come back, and that was our night, you know.
3 nights there, 3 nights of experience.
That's when you learn how to serve the Lord with each other, you know, when you are different cultures, different people. And I wish we could say it was an amazing time. It was terrible.
But God gave us the grace to preach the gospel to a few people, and it was an experience.
We decided to get back. We got back to the airport. We were supposed to be picked up by the plane at 6 o'clock in the morning. And the airport consisted of a tin shack. There was no running water, there were no toilets, there was nothing to drink. The plane arrived at 8 o'clock that night. And when it did arrive, it was some banged up old little airplane that seated about 3 people. The door was broken. By the time we got back to Nairobi, we were frozen. And the following week, we heard that the plane went down. And Stephen, to this date, has never flown in a small plane since then.
I will never forget that trip. But we thank God, all of this is because of the gospel. And that's why I want to be firm and to persevere until the end. Because all of this, I don't want it to be in vain.